So we got the 49ers versus Bears preview. This is the matchup that should be very favorable and very competitive. This game should be really good. The difference is we're going to play a very good defense, but can our offense actually play better? We'll wait and find out about that. The matchup against the Bears is like they got a really good defense. Their offense is they're very similar to us if you think about it. The Bears, you look at their offense, it's very similar to what we got on offense. Just Justin Fields is getting out there. He's playing out there. We should do the same with Trey Lance, but we're not. We're sticking with Jimmy for this week, and I'm pretty sure this is his last chance to prove something because he's on a short leash. So what do we got to do to beat the Chicago Bears? Plain simple. If we can really establish our running game and stick what we did against the Colts, if we would just keep feeding the ball to Elijah Mitchell and involve some of our other running backs, I think we have a good chance, but no. And then here's what we can do to capitalize. Can we get those turnovers like we did against the Colts? We'll wait and find out. We know Justin Fields is a rookie. We know he's going to make some middle era mistakes. So we got to capitalize on those opportunities. But we're going to play a really good defense. In a way, it's like we're playing against ourselves. You look at the Bears, they got a really good defense, but then they actually got blown out by the Buccaneers. Which Bears team are we going to play? Are we going to play the team that actually beat the Raiders? Or are we going to play the team that just got blown the brakes by Green Bay and the Buccaneers? Which Bears team are we going to get? That's the question. They beat the Lions. They definitely beat the Raiders. And I think they beat another good team. Lost track of it. But the point is, they're not as bad as their record says. But it's kind of like we're playing against ourselves. So we're going to play at Soldier Field. So what's one thing we can do to bounce back? Can Jimmy Garoppolo prove himself one last time? He has to actually play his best game. I think this is it for him. This is it. Because if Jimmy doesn't step up, it's going to come down to them wanting to go with Trey Lance. And this is the game where Jimmy has to play his best game because he's on a short leash. Whether Shanahan is going to keep him around or not, that's yet to be determined. So what do we got to do to beat him? So I'll give you 3 keys to victory. We got to establish a good running game. We got to shut down the Bears offense. If we shut down the Bears offense, I think even with the low score, we should be able to beat them. And then the third phase of the game, we just got to be able to score more points off the board. I feel like if our defense can capitalize and our offense can capitalize together, we should be able to dominate the Bears. But in reality, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think we're going to have a very tough game against the Bears because their defense is going to get to our offense. And the fact that our defense is very similar to playing like the Bears defense, we should be able to play a very, very close game. So, I mean, I look at this game coming down to the Bears running game and the Niners running game. I want to see, you're going to see which one's going to run the ball better. And you're going to see which one's actually going to make the less mistakes. The one with the lesser mistakes is going to win. So that's going to be the one intriguing matchup about the Niners and Bears. They both got a very solid defense. Their offense is just very inconsistent. They do got a good go-to receiver. Like for us, we got Deebo Samuel. They got Allen Robinson. We got other receivers, but they got this Darnell Mooney guy. They got quite a few other weapons. And then we're going to face a familiar face receiver like Marquise Goodwin, who's very much of a speedster. Doesn't really stay consistent, doesn't stay healthy, but he's been doing okay for the Bears. So their running game, they won't have Montgomery over there. So that's kind of somebody. They already got this other running back, Khalil Herbert. That's a guy that's emerging in their backfield. So we got to stop that guy. And then Tariq Cohen's another guy. But a lot of their offense, man, it's not like they really scare us. Like they don't really scare me like most teams, you know? When I look at the Bears offense, I'm like thinking, what do they do to scare us? I don't see much. Justin Fields is a rookie. He's going to go through some growing pains, and he's going to get better as the season goes on. But does he scare me with the weapons he has? Not really. You only have Darnell Mooney, and you have Allen Robinson. And then whoever the other receivers you got, they're okay. Your running game is pretty much what's going to keep you guys around. If you guys keep on doing what you're doing on your running game, I think it's going to be a very close game. But do I feel worried about them? In some ways, I don't. I feel like the Bears are just going to play a very good game with us. But I think we might be able to bounce back. I think we should be able to bounce back against the Bears. I think this is a definitely must win for us. I think this is a must win or season's over. Because the fact that I had a feeling that we weren't going to beat the Colts, I think the Colts were pretty much having our number for years. But this game to me has a win mentality. So I might come on a limb and say, you know what? I think we will beat the Bears this week. Because the fact that we're playing a team exactly similar to us and has the exact matchup, I think the matchups are very favorable when it comes for Deebo Samuel and the rest of our offense. I think our offense should be able to match up pretty well against their defense, and I think our offense should be able to match up on their defense. And both ways, I think our defense would match better with their offense also. So I think we're going to have a good matchup. I think it's going to be one of those close games. So I'm going to go on the limb and say the 49ers are going to finally win and snap this 4-game losing streak. I got the 49ers winning 28-24. Yeah, finally there's something for me to feel confident about this week. I feel like this is a bounce. This is a win now. This is a win against the Bears. And if we can't beat the Bears, then season's pretty much a wrap. I feel like this is a winnable game right now. So let me know what you all think in the comments, because personally, we should be able to bounce back against the Chicago Bears, especially at Soldier Field. That's going to be a good game. I feel like this is going to be a low-scoring game, or maybe just the way I said it. So let me know in the comments. CG Ruthless Sports is out, and you already know. Go Niners!